Hey, it is I, the famous and maybe infamous. I don't know. I don't know if anybody's going to make it in right away because I'm coming on a little early, but I'm adding a little to the beginning. Somebody said come on earlier. Okay, we'll see how this time does for everybody and see who shows up. Maybe nobody since it's a little early. We'll find out. But I find that if I don't say my piece at the very beginning, I may not get to say anything the rest of the show. My guests they're people that they got a lot to say. You guys out there, you are smart. You have a lot of things to talk about, and I just hate to interrupt you because I want to hear all that too. So it's like I'm sitting here going, I hate to interrupt. Hey, hi, Chris. Hi, Renee. Hi, BPD. Hi, Ben. How you doing? Hey, Jarvis. How you doing, Cookie? Yeah, I didn't see anybody else on, so I thought I'd come in anyway and see if earlier is better for some people because some people got to go to work. You know, just thought I'd try it, see who makes it in. We're going to be on a couple or 3 hours anyway, so what does it matter, right? MCAT is on right now. Oh, I forgot about MCAT. Oh no. Oh no. Okay. I guess I had better. Oh geez. I forgot about MCAT. And I wanted to see MCAT's show. How could I do it? I don't know. How could I see both shows at once? And now I've started a stream. Unless I just call this announcing that I'm going to be starting my stream at 11:30, like I said. He's just buffering black screen. Darn, that's too bad. Well, if anybody's also over at MCATS, please tell them I forgot and I didn't mean it. I didn't see anybody. I didn't see any notes. You know what, though? YouTube has been hiding stuff from me. I couldn't find Mog's stream the other night. I couldn't find, I can't find Paranormal Portal sometimes until halfway through. Chris's show, Chris Geo's show, I can't find. Some nights when it's live, I can almost never find it live. It's just been really weird. It's been really weird. Oh, MCAT is one of our chatters from Portal. He's got a stream. Hi, Les. How are you doing? Well, I guess I'm on now. I might as well be on now and tell him I'm sorry. I forgot. And, you know, well, like Brent said, it's like this is going to happen. So, yeah, YouTube has been wonky as all get out. It really has, Kimberly. How you doing? Yeah, it's wonky, wonky, wonky. And it has been for a while. I mean, this is not a new thing. This has been going on and on and on. I want to tell y'all, Farmy got a little bit like, well, you need to be out in the nature. It's better. But I want to tell you, this earthing trend that is going on, Wi-Fi is getting worse and worse. I hate to tell you. And they're bringing in this 5G and all that. You're going to need to know you cannot always have your feet on the earth, right? You can't always be walking around barefoot outside, not when there's 18 inches of snow or something. ice or something out there. You're not going to be walking around outside to ground, okay? You need to know some stuff about how to ground on the inside. One of them is, taking a shower. Very good. More woo, less boo-hoo. Right, Bim Jim. You got it. We're going to put it on a t-shirt. Yeah, it's like you cannot be. Oh, your building's boiler is out? We have no. Oh my goodness, Kim, you know what? I'll put that up for a minute so people can see. Honestly, this is weird because we had a boiler blow out here and my apartment was flooded a little bit. So boilers are going out, and I think it's the damn smart meters that they got on these damn electric meters. They know that these things blow out. And they've told me where I live here that there's really not a whole lot that they can do about it right now. Here, let me adjust the camera just a little bit and hopefully not drop it down the back and hopefully not there. Not drop it down. Wait, no, that doesn't work. Okay. It just doesn't work either. Wow, I should have left it the way it was, right? I don't know what to do about that, folks. Oh, there, that's a little better. Okay, it's not perfect, but it's better. Anyway, honestly, folks, well, you're going to see me make every kind of mistake, and probably. I'm new. I admit it. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just like figuring it out as I go along. Oh, now I ruined it. Okay, I screwed it up somehow. Yeah, maybe that'll do. Pardon me. Yeah, earthing products. It's a really big thing now. You need to be able to earth no matter what. And there are products made for that. They have metals in them, not just lined. They're impregnated into the fiber. And they used to be like horrifically expensive, but now they are a lot more easy on the budget. I mean, I got mine now. The sheets, the earthing sheets, so that you can actually get a good night's sleep, have come down where you can get one for like about $25, or you can get an earthing pillowcase like this one I'm on here. And it will be, you plug it into the grounding plug of your house plug, and it'll be, it'll feed you the negative ions from the earth because the grounding plug goes literally into the ground. And so it's like being on the earth. So even when you can't be, for whatever reason, like right now, dragging my PC out into the yard is not an option. I live in an apartment. It's not an option. And the only time I have my Wi-Fi on is when I'm streaming. So earthing, well, earthing has to do with, we need, because we are an electrical system, our body, it's not us. We're an eternal system ourselves as beings. He's already starting to ask the good questions. Yeah, well, I bet you do ground in the snow. But yeah, it's quite possible to ground in the snow, but I think a lot of people won't be doing that. I have a feeling a lot of people aren't going to be doing that. We have an electrical system that our body runs on. It runs kind of like a machine, and it has an electricity in it. If we don't ground frequently, we can burn out. We can start to burn out. And just like, we were made to be in contact with the planet, the body. I should be careful to say my avatar, my body. We were made, the bodies were made to be in contact with the earth. That's why I was saying the body is part of the earth, okay? Made of the same stuff. It's quite obvious we're supposed to be in contact with the earth, because if we stay out of contact with it too long, we start to get sick and burn out. And Kimberly says she uses sage spray. Yes, that can be used. Food is another thing. And I think, hey, how you doing, Max? How you doing? I just saw you. I mean, John from Max Vision. Yeah, we'll discuss quantum physics and spirituality tonight. Our body's vessels. Boy, Ben knows how to ask questions. We need people like Ben to ask the questions. Well, good, because we're happy to give it. We're happy to share. It's our whole idea here. That's what we're about here, is sharing knowledge. Everybody's knowledge. Oh yeah, walking in the snow can be great if you can handle it. Yeah, any food with the root chakra. But it's not the same as gaining the negative ions directly from the earth either. There is nothing quite like that. And being out in the elements and actually feeling that oneness with nature. However, there are ways to dancing and movement will also get you back into your body. There's a kind of a grounding and earthing that is when you come out of your body and you don't even know it. A lot of us don't know when we're coming out of our body. Our spirits are out dancing around and we don't even realize it half the time, particularly those empathic types that have these talents that they don't even know they have because nobody told them they could have it. Okay, those types, and especially if they're not happy with the world as it is, because a lot of them will go and hop out of their bodies and be out of their bodies a lot without even knowing it. And I was, for years, people would tell me to ground. You need to ground. And I would try every single thing that I could to ground, and it wouldn't work. Hey, Nessie, how you doing? Wow, we got a wonderful crowd here, even at this time. I am going to move the Monday. I'm sorry, I'm going to move the Monday time up to 10 then. I am. I'm sorry. Is that okay with everybody? Can I move my Monday show up to 10? Because a lot of you are not the same kind of people as the cryptid people anyway. So, you know, I think we could do that. We're more the spiritual ones. Although I intend to have cryptid stuff in here too. I intend to have it all. It's all connected. All of it is. It's all part of the same thing. I'm convinced of that. It is not separate. Oh, yeah, dancing is awesome. Awesome for grounding. Yeah, and if you're intuitive and you're one of those people, you are going to be getting up out of your body, whether you know it or not, and you have to pull yourself back in. In fact, yeah, Sprinkles is here, otherwise known as Whitey, otherwise known by my racist phone and Treva's racist phone. Pam, hey Pam, how you doing? Are you liking the earlier time? Is everybody okay with the earlier time? Because if so, I'm just gonna make it an earlier time because I need it. I need some sleep too. You guys go all night. You have a lot to say. And I want to hear it. But, you know, it gets late, man. I'm not, yeah, I'm not good. Yes. Okay, great. Well, I'm sorry. I'm going to have to do that. And, you know, just for my own sanity too. Yep. Well, see, here's the weirdest thing is that because his name starts with a YT, if you say Whitey to your phone, YT, it comes out Whitey. Why? Why is the phone translating it to whitey? That's not nice. So we tease him about being whitey, but it's not cool. it's really not. Anyway, Manimal. There's one I didn't hear. Okay, yeah, 10 or 10:30 bedtime for you working in the morning. Well, I'm glad you made it in, Max. I'm glad we started a little early. John, who is Max Vision, by the way. Max is actually his kitty cat. And I'm glad you made it in. Thanks for coming in. And please, you guys, if you can get any of your friends to come and like, share, and subscribe, I really need to get past the viewer mark where I can start streaming without all the time without having to pay. So or something, either that or I need to bring in some more money, because my month just goes so fast. It's like no, you know what? I'm just going to keep intending that somehow I'm either going to have less expenses or things are going to get more affordable, or or money is going to come in, or whatever. Is Bigfoot Radio in here? Yeah, you know what? I do want to have the cryptid and Bigfoot element in here. It's part of the story. When we see UFOs, we also see the Bigfoot, and vice versa. And we also when we see UFOs, we have ghost experiences tied to that too. It's all tied up together. And another remote viewing, Farsight remote viewing, says actually the ET thing is all there is. The only question there really is, because everything's tied up with the ETs, really. They also said, as far as they can see, is just what I've always been saying. We have eternal souls, regardless. We are eternal. There is no real death. Our bodies will die. We go on and on and on. Okay? We go on forever. That is just the way it is. So the only thing then is, are we alone? And I say, heck no, we never have been, ever. That's me. Yeah, Duke. I do want Duke on. I do. He's a good one to have on. There's a couple of them that probably would be pretty good. Yeah, Matt, you know it, John. Honestly, we see it all the way back. And here's another thing they found out at Farsight is they're remote viewers, like I want us to do. I mean, if you want to go on this journey, I'm happy to help you with that too. And I'm sure that Max Vision will help you with that too. We will get people to the point where we are ready for this, but you've got to know that when you remote view in the past or future, this is what's been found out. You become part of that past and part of that future. So that if there's another remote viewer there, they might be able to see that you were there. How's them apples? And I've run into that too. As a matter of fact, I've gotten kind of freaked out because I knew I was being watched and I couldn't see by whom. When I've done remote viewing, it's like somebody else is here. Somebody else is viewing this scene, although I don't know who. So it gets pretty weird. Yeah, oh my gosh, so much information on the last one. Hey, hi, how you doing, World Bigfoot Radio? How you doing, Duke? It is Duke, right? Am I getting that right? Yes, I'm getting that right. Okay. Whew. I don't want to screw it up again. Duke is the man with the best intro ever. Hello. Well, I don't know. I'm going to have a good intro one day. I'm working on it. Hey, Triva. MCAT, how you doing, MCAT? I'm sorry. I heard that you might. Yeah, I didn't know. I forgot that you were going to try and stream. Sorry. I'm going to have to start coming on at like 10 or 10:30 because honestly, and let people filter in when they can, because honestly, it gets so late for me. I can't stay up that late, guys, forever. And I have 5 hours. I think I have maybe 5 hours left of streaming, so which is enough for tonight. And then I think I got to buy more, but I'm not sure. I got to look at that. But I'm going to try, if I can, I'm going to have some earlier shows this week and see what times are good for people, see who can come in when, and try and get earlier for some of you people who have to go to sleep, because I know you want to share too and you want to listen and be live, but you can't because it's so damn late. Yeah. Really? 4 shows coming out this weekend, Duke. Wow. Wow. Okay, so I just wanted to tell you about everything. And I don't know if I explained that well enough, but basically you need the negative ions. You can also get it by having a fountain at your place. Running water will actually produce them. But it keeps your electrical system of your body from burning out. You have to have it. And now that we have Wi-Fi, we have the 5G coming in, I'd say it is even more essential that you ground. Absolutely essential. I think I tried Zoom once and I had trouble with it. So we'll talk about that in another time. Right, StreamYard it is. And I'm looking into that, but right this minute I don't have $30 left. To be honest, I don't have $30 left for this month. So when it runs out for the month, it does until it resets. So I think it's due to reset though anytime, like in a day or two. So yeah, isn't that funny? We need negative ions instead of positive. It is kind of funny. Okay. So, yeah. Oh, Titan. Titan is in. Hi, Titan. You guys are seeing people before I can see people here, so I'm just going by what you guys see. Okay, so basically now these days, we have, knowing that we need this, that we really need these negative ions, we have the technology to do this. You can get both clothing that is impregnated with metal, fibers, and actually mylar, a thin coat of mylar will even work. If you have some thin mylar thing, that will repel EMF to a certain extent, but it has to have metal in it, I guess, to work, or something like that. And you can look this up. There are sites that talk about EMF grounding. You can look up the different things they have, but you can get this stuff right on Amazon now for about $25. And the earthing things that you can touch to be earthed. And also there is clothing that protects you from the waves. And actually, if I may say so, John, the story that you told about going to that mall, would you want to come on and tell people really quick about your story about the mall, and then they can go see your, if you got the time, tell them your story about your trip to the mall where you started feeling sick. I suspect it might be they're rolling out the 5G. It might be something like that, because there has been an increase in the rate of cancer. My friends who are healers have said that. They're seeing the cancer rates rise as they're rolling out the 5G. So this is really, really essential, and I want to make sure that you know about this. Okay, then let me get you, and you can also tell them about your nice show. And I go there when I can, in between everything. I go there in between Portal and Paisley's. I hit up John's show because I love those guys. They're great too. And just click the link, and you know the routine, John. Okay. and I'll put you on, and you can talk about that first because you need to go sleepy for work. Yeah, there are areas of 5G. So I think it's absolutely essential that you know about this technology and that you know that you need to ground it, that you know that if you start feeling sick, you absolutely have to at least try it. It may or may not work for whatever is ailing you, but then again, it might. It might be exactly what's wrong. Okay, Max, you are in the stream.
Hi guys.
Give him the floor for now.
Hi guys, how you doing?
I will, Duke. I'll get Robin McCrae. Go ahead, Max. I
Sean.
mean, John. This is
You
John from Max Vision.
you can call me Max. It's kind of like my chosen name.
Your alter ego name?
Yeah, yeah. So
Okay.
yeah, we I've had quite an experience with EMFs over the past few years. That's well, actually, probably my whole life, as far as I can figure by looking back at it now. But yeah, I had a very bad experience with my wife. We were headed to the mall. We were on the bus, and we both felt an increase in pressure when we were on the bus. And that was going by a building that had, it was crowned with, hey, Bill Pepper. Uh, it was crowned with a whole bunch of emitters, right? Wi-Fi emitters. So we felt that. And then we got downtown and we were walking around. We came around from behind a Tim Hortons because we're Canadian. So, and we have to get our coffee. And so we came around, and both of us at the same time felt the same increase in pressure. And over the period of about 30 seconds, our stomachs started turning. Um, my legs got weak. My wife's sinuses uh, totally exploded, or didn't explode, but she had a sensation. Everything started to her smelling like garbage. I was feeling nauseous. My legs were weak. My heart was palpitating and I was having trouble breathing. And my wife was experiencing stomach and breathing issues as well. Yeah, so we both turned off our cell phones because we were saying some pretty, we were talking about some stuff probably we shouldn't have been. So we turned our phones off and got into a mall and got away from that. But when we were going through the mall, we saw there was a lady had passed out. We don't know if it was due to the same type of thing, but it may have been. But it was pretty far away, so we're hoping that it wasn't. Yeah, it was a really horrible experience, but there are things you can do. Like you were saying, grounding really helps. I'm looking into a grounding bracelet to see if those work or not. Um, have you ever seen those? They supposedly pull off positive ions. I'm going to check with an electronics friend of mine.
You mean negative, sweetheart, right?
Yes, yes, yes. They pull off.
Are you positive it's positive and not negative? Or are
No,
you
they pull. No, they
negative
pull
and
off.
no, I'm kidding. I'm
Yeah,
just
they pull off the positive ions, and
right.
but what it is a one-way circuit. I'm not sure if it'll work or not because it might need a source to use, which could just be something as simple as an LED. I'm not sure. But other than that, I've bought EMF clothing from Lambs is the brand that I found was pretty good. It fit me well. They're very expensive, um, but I can attest to that they have an effect.
Now what is that?
It's okay. I'll show you a couple of things I've got here. Oop, just lost you.
Inquiring minds want to know. I want to keep my people safe. They got to know. They got to be informed. Yep.
Okay,
The grounding, are they like
so here's the brand name.
yes. The with the liners.
Yeah, you can see that the inside is a
Mhm.
silver color. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't
I
remember how
have
much
some of
these
that.
are. Yeah, they're about I can't remember the price. They're quite expensive, around 40 to $60 a shirt. Let me see here. And
Actually, I've seen them. They're more like 60 to 90
yeah,
here in the States.
and you can get boxer briefs, underwear, whatever you need. I really suggest this for anybody who has any lower extremity problems,
Hmm.
including irritation, hemorrhoids, things like that. Uh, Anything. I really recommend this. I had, unfortunately, I'll tell you, I had a long case of hemorrhoids, and it's gone now after about a month of having these.
I
So,
see,
and it
because
sure
I
has
want
saved
some of
me.
that. I want some of that
Yeah,
clothing, but it is
it
so
probably
expensive.
it
Hey,
is
lady,
expensive.
how you doing? Join
Now,
the party.
you can also get fabric. This is like a
Right.
fabric. You can get bed sheets. The bed sheets were very expensive as well. It was around $300. My wife is using that. I got a cheaper fabric for myself. This was around $100 for 5 meters. But you
I
have,
got my grounding blanket for, okay, I'm going to tell you, I got my earthing sheet, half sheet,
yep,
Max.
yep, you have to,
Amazon has them,
yep,
28 bucks. I'm not kidding.
cool.
28 bucks. But they're the kind you have to be touching. Okay. It's not to put
Okay,
over
yeah,
you. You lay them on
yeah,
the mattress and sleep on them.
yeah.
And,
This one you have to, you have it over top of you and underneath you,
and
and
that,
you have to ground it.
too.
You have to
Yeah.
ground it too. So put a grounding wire to it. Yeah,
Mm. Yeah, because all of this technology, we shouldn't need this, guys.
we shouldn't.
This,
No,
this is
they,
no
what I'm hoping is for a new world, or our world order is what I'm calling it, or what actually a girl coined the phrase and I
new
just
Earth
picked it up.
rather than new world order.
Our world order, you know,
Yeah,
where we take things like those cell towers, we can take them and repurpose them to put out healing frequency.
absolutely.
Yeah, we
We
can.
don't have to use microwave. Here's the thing: they're using microwave. They don't have to.
No,
They don't have to use that. They can use another wavelength. They don't have to use something that cooks your brain. So why are they doing it?
well, there's magnetics too. You can send signals through magnetics instead of electricity.
Yeah, there's all kinds of ways to do that, but they're doing it in the least favorable way. Why
And
are they dumping? It's like now I have to clean my water because the fluoride and junk is in it, and
yeah,
all of the pharmaceuticals that end up in our water from other people pass through other people's bodies, and anything that anybody is putting down a sink in at
yeah.
any time,
And a
and
lot of the
anything in
hormones
it
and stuff they put
goes.
in there are impossible to get out, just about, you know. The estrogen and steroids they put in the water is almost impossible to get out. It's very
Yeah,
difficult.
it's very hard. I have an alkalizing pitcher. I would also say to keep you guys safe, alkalizing pitchers are great if you can get one. You can also get them, you can send away for those. Amazon has some reasonable ones. Uh, and I'm saying Amazon not to endorse Amazon, but just because I know that a lot of you can get things through Amazon, maybe not any other way. You might not be able to find it other ways, but you can look online. You will not probably find it at too many stores, though, but it is coming in. I am starting to see it come in a little bit, and I'm hoping that it does come in as a common item. Some of this stuff. There was a shop in town that tried to do that called Dr. Greenby, but they ended up having to close down. It just got to be too expensive. But they had the salt lamps and they had the earthing stuff and they had the pictures and all that kind of stuff. So
If
they were trying to do that, but
I have a suggestion for people, if you feel yourself like being on set like I was, like where your heart is starting to palpitate, try to get yourself in warm water. If you can submerge yourself in water and make sure the water's grounded, like in a tub with a metal tap, that will ground you out, and the water will absolutely pretty much kill any EMFs coming at you.
Yeah. I take a shower
Yeah, that would
sometimes
be
just
good
to
too.
get rid of the charge. Yeah.
Yeah.
Quite often. Yeah.
Yeah. So that really helped when I was under like a full-fledged 74 Tesla attack.
Yeah, we might want to bring that up. You know, we're all in game here, right? You know you're in a game, right? I hope you know. This is all just in-game chatter, right? Yeah,
Yep.
right. Uh, she says, covering her behind. But honestly, there is such a thing as a targeted individual. Maybe we will talk about that at some point. I think we should. Targeted individuals. Yeah,
Yeah,
and
it doesn't even have to be anything. It's just a flip of a switch. It's nothing. It's
right,
really nothing.
DEWs.
Yeah,
Directed energy weapons we have now. We have all kinds of things.
and it's all done by AI now. It's not like somebody sits there and takes time to bother with you. It's just an algorithm and it's set up.
Okay. Sage wisdom. Really. Okay, sweetie. Oh, it's good to see you, Elaine. I didn't see you come in. Oh, yeah. Honestly, this is I'm sorry, it's a necessary discussion. I want you guys to be safe. And I want you to know that if you feel like you're targeted, you probably are.
Yeah.
It's really common. It's way too common. I've been in that situation too. And
It's
when you're
really
getting
no big deal
that
for them.
way, huh?
It's no big deal for them. It's just like a flip of a switch.
No, it's not
Yeah.
hard. You don't even have to be, people think that all you have to do is, just the wrong thing. You say the wrong thing at the wrong place to the wrong person or something, the wrong time or something. And you can end up targeted.
Yep.
Or
I
you
wasn't
are
when I
working on
got
the wrong
attacked. I
thing.
wasn't even online. I was just walking around. Yep.
It
It didn't take anything. Like I wasn't streaming. I wasn't doing a show. I was just talking to my wife, walking around, and we said the wrong damn thing, I think. And the algorithm kicked in, and
yeah. Ah, that's terrible. I think about that, and I found one of the things it'll do is mess with your teeth.
yes,
It
very
will
bad.
absolutely mess with your teeth.
Yep, and my nasal cavities.
Right. I found out why that may be. Maybe this is the case because there is a guy who looks at the body like a machine
Mm-hmm.
and says it's absolutely got circuit breakers, and the circuit breakers are your teeth.
Okay, yeah.
So, and all the teeth are hooked to various parts of the body. And what their part of their function is circuit breakers.
Well, that's
So
useful.
when you overload, of course, you're going to have problems with your teeth. That's one of the first things you're going to have. And many people report that when they're targeted, they start, if they never had problems before, they start having problems with their teeth.
Yeah, I have one specific tooth now that it's almost like it's vibrating, but it's like an electric vibration feeling, and it hurts.
Right.
It's just one tooth right now. Yeah.
And I'm having trouble with I've been having trouble with my teeth. That's why I have to do this grounded. Like I said, I have to have this earthing stuff.
Mm-hmm.
When I turn on the Wi-Fi, I can feel it. And now they've got it to where I cannot turn off the Wi-Fi. I have to, turn off the plug. I plug it into a power strip to be able to just flip it on and off. But then my phone also goes, and my computer goes because it's all Wi-Fi now. It's all wireless. It's like, so they want you to have it on 24/7. Why do you think that is? It's not a good reason. Not a good reason at all.
No, no.
And everybody I told that, I said, turn it off at night. They get a better sleep when they do.
Yeah.
If you can just turn it off at night. And I just felt like I had to, I don't know why tonight, but maybe somebody needs this before something really goes wrong with them. Hey, Strange.
Yeah,
Nice
I
of
was
you
getting
to
to that.
show up.
I was getting to that point. So, yeah, I keep looking into that stuff, the earthing, and I'm going to look into that grounding blanket just to add as an addition, and even just to have it at my feet and get my cats to lie on it. So
Grounding
we can
sheet. It's like a half sheet.
grounding sheet. Okay.
Grounding sheet, half sheet. And it's only, I think I only paid $28 for it on Amazon. So
Yeah, I could get a
it's
couple of those.
real
You could get a
reasonable.
couple of them and put them around the house, and then with
You
your
can get
bare
bigger ones
feet.
too. They're a little more.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, you can put them around the house. You know, that's what I decided. I have the sheet in my bed, and then I have the pillowcase here where my chair is, where I'm doing broadcasts. So,
I have actual grounding wires. I have wires that I hold.
oh gosh, see,
So I
this is
put,
what we have to do. We are under
yeah,
attack. I'm sorry, there is no other way to look at this. We are under attack.
yeah.
We are. Max, I so appreciate you
No, no
coming
problem.
in,
Thank
telling
you.
your story.
Thanks for having me.
That's what my channel is all about. And I hope to have some exercises with remote viewing on my channel too. If you guys are
Awesome.
interested in that, please let me know. And if you can get to Max's channel to check it out,
The more people doing it, the more awake, more open our eyes are going to be.
that's absolutely true. Today, like I said, another, and this is happening. This is the twice in 1 year that one of the water tanks blew out. I don't know why I'm coughing so much. I don't know.
Send you some good energy.
And we know that these are remotely controlled now. So, you know, and I had water all over my floor from this. I'm just lucky I wasn't directly under it. So
Yeah,
I'm lucky because it didn't interfere with the didn't hit my electrical equipment, or you might not have seen
that's
me tonight.
good. Yeah.
You know, because
That's
the
good.
other place it was constantly hitting my electrical equipment when that kind of thing had happened.
Wow.
Okay, I'm almost through this, I think. Okay. If you have nothing further you want to share with us, there is a, you know, where the Leave Studio is, but if you have something more, if you want to hang out, you're free to hang out anytime you want to, Max,
Oh,
and
thanks.
love to have you.
Yeah, this was awesome. I don't have anything else. That was about it. Come to my channel, practice remote viewing. Do it here on the Swingers channel.
Yeah, we're going to do it too.
Yeah.
When I have it
Uh,
limited, I'm going to do it for you guys. We're going to do it.
Ingo Swann, the creator of the program in the USA, ran it for 20 years, said the only way to get good at it is to practice.
Practice,
So,
practice, practice is the same way you get to Carnegie Hall, right?
yep, that's right.
I'm a musician, so as
Yeah.
well as a singer, so yeah.
So much love, everyone. Thanks for having me, Dee.
Thank you so much, Max. That really was very timely that you came in like that.
Awesome.
There you go. Synchronicity again, folks. Synchronicity again. Okay, now let me see. We got some more people who want to come in. And we got, so how we doing with people wanting to tell their story? There is the link. All you do is hit it and you'll be brought right backstage, and then I can get you on. Yeah, Max is a good guy. Go see his channel sometime when you get a chance. I go see him in between Portal and Paisley. Thanks. Thanks, Bomber. What did Aaron say about Honey? Now I gotta scroll back and find out what Aaron said about Honey. Hey, Mary. Okay. Honey is antibacterial. You can use it on wounds. It's wonderful. Honey is one of the best things. Honestly, the bees are one of the oldest, I think one of the first, in fact, I read somewhere, they were the first animal to be domesticated. They're absolutely, as far as we know, the first domestic animal. Here's Kim. Kim
It's
wants to
me.
talk about some stuff.
Oh yeah,
Oh yeah, you always got some stuff
I
for
always
us,
got
don't you?
stuff. Manuka honey is the best one. Most honey is antibacterial. Manuka honey is the best, and I can vouch for that for a friend of mine. She got bitten by a brown recluse on her
Hmm.
shoulder, and it was bad. And she went to Walmart and got this stuff that was basically Manuka honey and other stuff in a tube,
Mhm.
slapped it on there, and it was gone in 3 days.
That's great because I got bit by a brown recluse.
It's not fun. I've been bitten by them
It's
too.
not.
And if I would have known about Manuka honey at the time, probably wouldn't have had the issue. It also works for bee stings, like um, like if you have a reaction, wasp stings, any sort of mosquito bites, takes the itch right away. It's
Right.
amazing.
And Manuka is spelled Manuka.
UKA.
Right.
And if you have a Walmart near you, you
Hey,
can
great
actually find
lady.
it on the Walmart page. Just search for Manuka honey. You can either buy it in the food section, but if you're going to buy it to treat sores, because you can use it on, like if you cut yourself with a knife, you burn your fingers while you're cooking, paper cuts works great on paper cuts. It's better than polysporin, believe it or not.
I'm going to have to check that out because right now I am using lavender silver cream on
That
everything.
works too. That works
That's good
too.
stuff. And comfrey cream, and comfrey will heal dang near everything and take the pain out on contact.
Yep, pretty much. I will say that for and not for everybody, there are certain things in terms of natural stuff that doesn't work for everybody. I know there's certain things, natural stuff doesn't work for me, so I have to, if you got to take medication for something, so be it. But I try to do as much natural stuff as I can. So
Me too. Absolutely go to natural. I do not trust. I'm getting to the point where I don't hardly trust anything I'm being told anymore. But
I don't trust big pharma, although I will go get a flu shot because I'd rather be safe than sorry.
I'd
Vaccine.
rather be safe and not get one and not get the flu. I don't get a shot ever.
Yeah,
Haven't had a
see, the
shot
thing is that
in
that's
some years.
total misnomer. You cannot get the flu from the flu vaccine. What you can get is if you're allergic to anything that's in it. If you're allergic to eggs or any of the other things they put in it, and you can find out what's in the
There's
flu.
all kinds of other things. Adjuvants,
Yeah,
aluminum is what they're doing now.
formaldehyde, which is a preservative.
Yeah, I've researched this, and I tell you, I won't take the flu shot. I'm sorry.
Yeah, well,
Take it. You can absolutely get the flu from the flu shot. You can absolutely get very sick. You can spend 2 weeks. They tell you you can't because it's dead, right? People get sick. I know people who have been in the hospital 2 weeks after a flu shot.
then they probably already had the flu to begin with, and all it did was
No, they didn't.
because also the flu
I'm
is
sorry. We're just going to have to agree to disagree on this one. Let's just
no
cut
problem.
it and go to a
Well, the
different.
flu is a series of different viruses. It's not just the flu because there's flu A, there's flu B, and
I
each is
know.
a different
And they're
strain, right?
guessing
So,
every time. They're guessing which one they think we're going to be running across.
yeah, which is basically all they can do. So, as BPD 1976 was saying, sorry, I don't know if you're
It's
male or female.
Ben. That's Ben.
Man, it's a guy, no problem. Didn't understand the whole quantum physics connection with spirituality.
Well, the handcuffs are the important part, Nessie. Oh, sorry.
But as I was saying in one of the videos I made, this book describes it, but the way I read it is it's more from a general spiritual description. And I also have the What the Bleep Do We Know, which is full of how quantum physics is connected to spirituality. But as this book says, and I don't have the best lighting right now, so I have to use my, because otherwise I'll be staring at the lamp, which will
Wait a minute.
my eyes.
Oh, just let me put this on a minute. Will somebody copy this so that I can grab it later or something? I can't do it right now, but I didn't know that. Okay. Go
That's
ahead.
interesting.
Really, I'm sorry.
No problem.
I told you Max knows a lot of stuff. Yeah, except from work. It's like, wow, now we're talking. Kathy, isn't it a good thing we're wild witches? We don't get the blues, right? Wild witches don't get the blues, they say. There is Miss Bomber coming in.
No, I don't have anyone speaking with me other than Dee. Treva, sorry. Nobody else here, nobody else in my room. I'm in here all by my little wee lonesome.
Oh, you hear something else? Weird.
So I
Hi,
hope
can
you
you hear
found
me?
me, Bomber, because I fixed it.
Now
I added
Bomber's
a
in
section of
here.
all my uploads, so it should be easy to find my videos now.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay.
There you go.
Hi,
Type.
Mama D. Hi, Kim.
Hi.
I just wanted to make a point about the honey, because my grandfather was a beekeeper, and we learned this at a really young age. Honey, it's great for so many different ailments, but it's really important that you get the right quality of honey. And like Kim was saying, Manuka is the best, but you can get, you don't have to get Manuka. If you can't afford it, it's really pricey, but I do recommend it. Definitely, it's good to have on hand. But other honey that when you're buying other honey, make sure you're buying local, organic, unpasteurized.
Raw.
And it must be 100% unpasteurized, because otherwise they're boiling out all the good stuff, and then you're only eating the sugary, syrupy garbage.
Yep.
So most stuff at the garbage, or at the garbage store, at the grocery store, is garbage.
Which is about right in a lot of cases,
So
unfortunately.
make sure it says raw on the label, or
Yeah,
if you have
most things there's
farmers
garbage. So
market,
sure.
right? If you
Yes,
have
I was going to
farmers
say,
market,
check
there.
out farmers markets for some really good honey. And if you're driving along the side of the road and you see a honey stand, definitely stop and check it out. But make sure that you ask them about their setup and how they do things, because, if they're spraying chemicals in the area and all that, which, the bees likely wouldn't live through anyway. But
Absolutely.
there's a lot, honey is such an excellent, excellent source of, so it's basically, I think it's considered a superfood, but
It is.
It is.
yeah, there's so much so it's such a magical, it's magic, really. Honey is magic, but it's so
magic.
imperative that it's local, organic, and 100% unpasteurized. And the reason why you want local, not just to support your local farming setups, is it's really good for allergies,
Yep.
and seasonal allergies, right? And so if you want to treat those naturally, you want to treat them with the local plants that are growing in your area, and the bees are pollinating with your local plants. So it's best to have local. Yeah, so I think that's all I wanted to say.
That's exactly it. And if you can't find a farmer's market, you can get it on most local apiaries, which is what beekeepers are called.
Oh, I can't
You'll
hear
find it
anything.
you'll find them online.
That's right. Apiaries do not
Google.
raise apes. They raise bees.
Use Google, right? So BPD 1976 wondered, where's the woo? So I guess we'll start with the woo, because this
Let's
is
start wooing people.
right.
Everybody ready for the woo?
I got woo! Okay, I got my share of the woo. We're going to start with the
Bring
whole
on the woo.
quantum physics. As the book says here, and I'm just going to paraphrase rather than sit here and read the whole thing, although I could, but it would take forever. But as the little section of this chapter says, finding kinship in the cosmos. It's an interconnected world. Practicing magic, practicing any nature-based path is not simply a supernatural thing, because supernatural to me is a kind of a bogus word, because nothing is supernatural. Everything is natural, including magic.
Well, magic is really quite natural. It's just
people like to make it out to be this big, extravagant, you have to work really hard at it. We're magic ourselves. It lives
we
with
are
us,
magic.
right?
Yeah.
Well, modern science, especially cutting edge ideas in quantum physics, supports the ideas of life interconnection and interdependence.
Turn my head around.
Oh, she's getting serious
The shaman. Flash my peace signs and gang signs. That is my gang sign.
Yeah. So people tend to see the physical world as a bunch of independent and stable objects. Everything you see around you, everything, a piece of paper, a can, water, everything is made of molecules.
Right.
And within those molecules is an atom. You know, like we could really get into the whole thing there, but
yeah, but we won't tonight.
But we won't. Well, no, we won't.
Not
but
tonight.
All I can say is everything is energy. Everything,
exactly. Even everything is energy. Everything is vibration.
Is energy.
Vibration, which is why I say make waves. That's all there is.
Yep. And you think everything is solid. Every solid thing you think is solid.
Nothing is solid, really.
Nothing, because it's all vibrating. It's all energy, right? That's why when it comes to meditation, when it comes to practicing magic, that's why they suggest you have every one of the essential elements on your altar: earth, air, fire, water, and you bring in aether, which is spirit, right? In order to complete the circle, right? But quantum physics, as I was just about to explain, physical matter is made up of molecules and atoms and smaller components called subatomic particles, right? You can get a very high-powered microscope and you can look at anything that you think is solid, including the walls that are around you, and you'll see that the more you break down those subatomic particles, they're actually waves of energy.
Everything's a wave, and that's why the double slit experiment. You know what?
I love that experiment. That is so cool.
I got to tell you something, Kim. This crowd, well, there's a few that may not know, but you know what? Most of the people here, you're preaching to the choir about most of this. They know it.
Right. Well, I'm doing this for BPD set 1976. He doesn't.
BPD, on the other hand, he's new, so we got to explain some stuff for BPD. Yeah. But BPD, this is how come so many weird woo things can happen, is because things are not as solid as they seem.
And that's why we're all connected. That's why this tribe is vibing the way it vibes, because my energy with Dee's energy, with Bomber, with everybody who's listening, we're all on the same wavelength right now.
Your head, okay, I'm going to explain, just let me explain this a minute. It feels solid. Of course it feels solid, because everything is your brain's interpretation. I'm going to sound just like Morpheus, and this is why they called me they named me the Oracle of Kent, okay? It's because I sounded like Morpheus a lot, telling people, look, what makes reality? What is it? Your five senses are being fed Your brain's being fed electrical electrical signals, and it's interpreting them. That's all it is. That's all anything is.
It's what we've been trained to think
And
it is.
it'll feel solid because your brain is interpreting it that way, and it will affect you like solid because your brain is interpreting it that way.
Now,
So, hi, Truth. If I'm not saying hi to anybody, please, mods, let them know that they're loved and acknowledged.
yes,
I don't
we do love you.
We love you.
We love
I
you.
want to hear from you too. By the way, if anybody has something to say, and thank you, Bomber, for telling us about that.
I see
Yeah.
Elaine's comment there.
Okay, go ahead.
Now,
Sorry, I have to do a little business here as the
not a problem. Quantum physics demonstrates that in all reality, as we've just discussed, everything is interconnected. There's a theory in quantum physics called quantum entanglement. And you can go look it up, but it basically is saying that two atoms miles and miles apart can still vibrate at the same rate because they are essentially entangled together. And this is where you begin to start to realize synchronicities and everything like that. There's a reason that they happen because it's the energy you're putting out with your words, with your thoughts, with your actions, right?
everything is as an energy. Your thoughts are very even more powerful, and there's also an energy that comes from your heart.
Well, it's your electrical motor, right? It's the electrical motor that runs everything in your body. People forget that dreams are actually more powerful than your words because that's your subconscious. And we can create energy by programming ourselves to dream certain things. And trust me, if you don't think it's possible, I dare you to try it. I dare you for the next, well, let's just say until Halloween, until Saturday. Write down something you want to dream about, and for 15 minutes before you lie down and go to bed, read it out loud to yourself, because the key way to program what's going on up here, your brain actually literally needs to hear you speak. You can think it all you want, but you ever notice sometimes when you think things, it doesn't stick there? But if you're talking to somebody about it, it's amazing how all of a sudden it's there and it won't leave your head, right?
And songs get stuck in your head. Did you notice?
Well, the dream I had the other night that I was talking about last night was a song my twin flame wrote, and I couldn't get it out of my head. And I don't listen to his music anymore. So obviously there was a reason for that, because I wasn't thinking of him. And the song.
How's that for connection? How's that for connection? Imagine, like, if you think about how many times you're out with friends and you have a song stuck in your head, and suddenly one of your friends just starts singing it out of nowhere,
or it starts playing in the restaurant where you're at,
or yeah, exactly, yeah, or comes on the radio.
The really even weirder one that I finally figured out, I kept hearing this song every now and then, and it would start playing in my head. I couldn't figure out why. I lived across from a movie theater. I finally went to the movie theater on movie night. Guess what? They were playing it every night at a certain time. I was hearing it. And I'm like, oh, no wonder. I was hearing somehow somebody there was beaming that out. It's like so weird, huh?
Right.
That can happen.
That's the magic.
That
when I call that stuff weird, my one friend says it's not weird, it's magic.
It's magic. I keep thinking about Bugs Bunny. Carrots are sublime. You get a dozen.
I just noticed Max's comment there, and I wouldn't say it's that slow, because if you go to Google, you can search it. It's called the Institute of Noetic Sciences, which was created by Edgar Mitchell, who had a consciousness happening, not a conscience, a consciousness happening while he was on the moon. And from that, he began to see how science and consciousness are connected. And they teach that. And I was saying this in the second video I did today about the 4 stages of spiritual consciousness, that they're looking at how to create consciousness from going through the scientific pathways, whereas I'm looking at it from how to create it from the spiritual pathways and looking at the scientific stuff later, kind of going, okay, yeah, that's cool. I already knew that, right? String theory is another scientific principle that applies to spirituality.
Also, yes.
Right?
Absolutely.
Everything from the smallest particle to the largest solar system operates by the same principle. Think of it like guitar strings. Music, right? There's actually a course at the Center for Jungian Studies on music and the psyche right now. And if I was in touch with my twin flame, I'd be making him take it right now. But no, seriously, because he's currently studying physics and quantum computing at UCLA, and he's also a musician. So I think he understands how these things kind of are all connected. But it's also this whole string theory thing. It's very similar to the butterfly effect. The wings of a butterfly flapping in Japan affect the weather over in Australia. Think about it. Right? That's how it's connected. A lot of people think that's kind of really out there, but it's really not. It goes right back to the whole everything is connected theory. It's just a different way to explain it.
Right. Everything is connected.
Mm-hmm.
I was doing that last night. That's why readings work. That's why astrology works.
That's why numerology works.
Numerology works. Everything works because it's all connected.
Now, this is my favorite.
Bigfoot is connected with the UFOs. UFOs are connected with ghosts. Ghosts and Bigfoot and UFOs are all connected. I'm telling you, they are. All of them.
That's
every
why
kind of phenomenon is connected.
See them because they're working on something together about, that's why we don't want people to really know, because we don't want people to see us, because then they'll figure out it's all connected and they'll think it's some great big, plot, right? This happens to be, and I love the.
You guys having a fight? Wait a minute here. Are you guys having a fight in my chat? Is it a nice fight, or are you really mad at each other? If you're really mad at each other, be nice, please. Okay.
Dimensions are a totally different thing. Right? But I dig the string theory aspect. I dig the whole quantum physics interconnectedness. But this is probably my favorite scientific theory on how spirituality is sort of interconnected, is the chaos theory. The lesson here is that any action, no matter how small, no matter how insignificant, can affect everything else. And we might as well include everyone else too. Yeah. And I can tell you, and I thank Bomber for this, for doing what she did yesterday. I won't go into that except to say this.
Yeah, you can go back and listen to that show.
Yeah. When she did what she did and cleared up all that stuff for me, this morning I woke up, and I said this in my video that I made this morning, feeling like it wasn't a weight, but there was pressure that I needed to get off. And the only way that I could get rid of that, and I knew it was just related to all the stuff going on from last night, is I had to go put music on. And I happened to find the original version of the Cars doing Dangerous Type, which was the song that was in The Craft by another group, Letters to Cleo. But I went and listened to the Dangerous Type version by the Cars, and I must have listened to it 3 times, and that heaviness was gone. It was like, and then I played one other song, and then that was it. I didn't need any more. Good, you know, and I'm just like, you
Kimberly,
know.
Robert did not heal you. You did.
Yes. Well,
however, she was the facilitator.
Yes, that's what I meant to say.
I'm a facilitator. We're all facilitators, aren't we? Oh, wait. You want to be a facilitator too?
I'm definitely a facilitator.
I'm a facilitator.
I like being a facilitator.
Yeah, well, it works, you know.
Okay.
But
don't be a couch potato. Be a facilitator.
Facilitator, yeah.
Well, that's where life coaching comes in. It's like I was explaining to a friend of mine. I said, I have to. This is why I'm taking the courses, because I could be a spiritual teacher now. I could be a spiritual life coach now, but I have other skills I need to learn for my own journey. But the thing that I also need to learn is how not to project my stuff onto my clients, and how not to take their stuff and pull it into me, and learn to help them see their own chinks in their own armor and figure it out, rather than me doing the work, if you know what I mean, right? To facilitate, which is what a coach does, right? That world would be great if we could pay each other in popcorn. I love popcorn, especially white cheddar popcorn or caramel popcorn. I'm good.
Okay. You know what? There's a lot of courses that you can take. Like I have quite a few under my belt, but I'll let Kim tell a few of hers, and then I'll tell a few of mine.
I first found, I've been wanting to be a life coach since I was in my 20s, but I didn't know how I was going to afford it, because at that time, the only thing that was touted was ICF, which is incredibly expensive and getting more expensive. And I thought, okay, well, then it's just not time for me, right? And then I found Udemy. And I have bought enough courses on there to last, and thank goodness they give you lifetime access. They'll probably last me for the next 10 years. And
Night, Trey. I hope you feel better too. We all will. Send
my-
Trey some love, people. Send her some positive waves.
there.
She's not feeling good. Thank you.
I can teach people how to send energy too. Not a problem. We'll do that another time.
Well, yeah. I mean, you know what? The funny thing is it's not hard.
It's not. People think all of this spiritual stuff is so damn complicated. Are you kidding me? Like,
No,
really?
it's all natural.
It's all natural. We just have to be open and willing and allowing. And we have to be teachable, which is the other thing that I learned. So I found most of my courses on Udemy, and then Kane Ramsey is one of the instructors there. And then the other instructors are Joel I should say, and Natalie Rivera, who run Transformation Academy. They've taken a few of their courses off Udemy, and they are put them strictly on their transformation website because it's a different format. They use Thinkific for there. And it works better because Udemy's been kind of glitchy. And I just happen to like both of their sort of techniques. They're really easygoing.
Yeah, I like easier techniques. Easy is good for me.
Right. And I just, they also make it fun, because what's the point in trying to learn to be something if you can't have a little fun? And the thing with taking these courses is they outline them so that you actually do the worksheets that you'll be giving your clients. And guess what? You end up life coaching yourself. You end up learning more about yourself than you ever thought possible, which by taking some of the CBT courses that I've taken, and it's very simplified because life coaches can't call themselves therapists or psychiatrists unless you actually happen to be trained and licensed in that.
Unless you actually have. And you know, that's the same thing I wanted to do, Kimberly, because honestly, I have taken hours and hours and hours and hours of studies.
Mm-hmm.
I belong to like 5 metaphysical organizations, and I belong to some online stuff where I learned so much. One thing I did learn is that a lot of times when you think that somebody is magical and sending you, so that they're so, it's you receiving that,
Mm-hmm.
you doing this. Your mind and your connection, we're way more connected than we think. And this is why the empaths suffer so much.
Yeah.
Is because they forget. And here, let me give you
I'm an empath. I can vouch for that.
Right. Let me give you a tool that I learned from Access Consciousness, okay?
Okay.
All of the empaths. Okay, this is for you. Ask, who does this belong to? Just ask that.
Discernment.
Start asking, who does this belong to? And then say, I send it back with consciousness attached. So that the person can become aware.
Yeah.
That this is what's going on with them. And so you can also become aware, and you will start to become aware more and more of what is yours and what is not yours. Because I mean, there are people, there was a lady, a famous story of a lady who couldn't stop eating donuts all day. And she found out that she was craving donuts for everybody in the office.
Mm-hmm.
As soon as she learned the send back technique, send it back with consciousness, she stopped craving donuts all the time. I'll even tell you, I was wondering why I was craving liver one time, and it was my cat.
That doesn't surprise me.
My cat wanted her liver treats, and as soon as I figured it out, she looks up at me like, well, it's about time,
Yeah, and it's amazing how people don't realize that animals in general, but especially our pets, I don't have any pets right now, but they're multidimensional. And
Okay.
I have friends who are practicing witches, and they try to keep their animals out of the circle, and I'm like, don't, because they're not going to break the circle. If they come into the circle, there's a reason that they're coming in.
Yeah, there's a reason they're coming into the circle, and they are really more aware a lot of times than you are.
Yep, they can see
You
things.
would be amazed how aware these animals are. I mean, because they are not ignoring everything like we've been taught to do. We're taught to ignore every darn thing.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, even when it's blatantly obvious.
Exactly. Now, I've covered, I hope that was enough for you, BPD 1976. If not, feel free to go watch my videos on my channel, as I'll be doing more and talking about that. Because I actually did 2 today.
Shameless plug. That's okay.
Shameless plug, yeah. Well, essentially, I'm trying to do this because
Everybody
I finally found my groove.
Everybody trying to get it out there, get it out. I'm trying to encourage everybody.
Exactly.
I got this show. Get your message out. Yeah.
That's see, much as I love Dave and all that his show's on in 10 minutes, but like I said in my video today, I want to be a show where I can be part of it, because as much as I love to watch and be a spectator, I actually feel more balanced and more receptive if I can do some things and then sit back and let other people do things. Right?
Guess what?
Mm-hmm.
I feel, I came to the same conclusion. That's why we got this format now.
Exactly.
I think I have created a new format. What do you think, guys? This is like call-in radio used to be.
Yeah.
It's click the link and you can come right backstage with us.
Exactly.
and come right on, and I will happily do that. And because I can boot you if you start annoying the out of me.
Of
Okay,
course.
it's no hard.
But it's never my intention to do that because I consider you very much a soul sister. So why would I do anything to piss you off, right?
Yeah,
Right.
absolutely.
Yeah, you know what? I am certainly bicycle, bicycle,
I love that song. I
bicycle.
want
I
to
want
ride my bicycle.
bicycle. You know, and
Now,
we're all kind of silly, but I like that. And you know, silly may have negative connotations,
mhm,
but not for me. Not for
no.
me.
Okay,
I'm gonna make it my word, silly.
that's
It's like
right.
fun. You're fun. You're funny. You like to joke around. That's my interpretation of it.
Of
Take
course. Well, life itself, I mean, we have to learn not only to laugh at ourselves, but we have to learn to laugh at situations. Yes, there's times to be serious and all that, but you know, and good point, Aaron. Think of all the there's people who probably still do that because they don't have internet access and they don't have cell phone access and they don't have anything like most of the Western world does. Let's all be grateful for that right now in the moment because if we can't be grateful for the fact that we've got this ability to communicate with each other, we'd all be off on a rock somewhere wondering, is there anybody out there like me?
that's another reason. You know, like I said, we got to do this. We got to
Mhm.
do this. We got to let people know there's plenty like you. There's plenty
The-
like us.
Of course, that's
We
that.
have to be a united front, so to speak.
Yeah, I think the more of us that get out,
So that
whether
we're
it's
not the
on
backside
Facebook, in
of that.
Facebook groups, and tell their friends to tell their friends, and shows like yours, and the more we expose people to this, I think not only the less fear, but the more acceptance, right? Because
Yeah.
people are still scared of this.
You
It's like
better start accepting us, people, because we're here and we ain't going nowhere.
exactly. It's like I was saying to a friend of mine, I've gladly accepted the word witch again. I've always sort of been witchy, but I went down a couple of divergent paths, but I still feel it, right? It's part of who I am. Now, you see me sitting here rubbing my hands. No, it's not because
Here
I'm
we are, go.
blankets on. But if you guys want to learn how to send energy, not only to yourself to clear up stuff, but to other people, I'm going to teach you what my friend Christopher Penzak taught me. And we can all do this because we did this. Remember the little meditation we did last night about what Eckhart Tolle said with the energy? We can encapsulate that, and it's not
If
hard.
you hold your hands
About 6 inches apart,
about like this, and
you'll feel
you'll
the pressure
start
of
to
your
feel
hand chakras
right.
pushing your hands. And no, you're not imagining it, but the trick is to let your vision go slightly blurry. You know, like when your eyes are watering, not because you're going to cry, but because you've got something in them. And you let that energy keep pushing your hands apart. You don't want to take it too far if you're going to be using this. You can use this for working with the law of attraction as well. So in other words, setting intentions for sending people love for, and I don't necessarily mean romantic love. I mean just, you know what I mean, right? But you want to be able to feel that energy within the palms of your hands, and you want to envision it literally like an orb, a globe, a sphere. And if you know anything about color magic or color energy, you can charge it with that color. It's all about thought. And you put the intention in it. I'm not doing that right now. I'm just doing this for demonstration purposes. And you'll get to a point where you can't push your hands back together anymore. That essentially means you're holding your own auric energy within that ball, and with your intention, yes, It's going to get hot. You will
Yeah,
get warm doing this.
just like it did the other night when we were doing the ceremony. It's going to get warm.
Hmm.
So,
And when you're ready to let it go, you want to throw it up like a beach ball and do the volleyball kind of thing and send it wherever. Send it with you. You can do that to send healing, to send love, to send balance, to send intention, whatever. You don't even necessarily have to target it to any specific person. You can just send it out there because you want the universe, goddess, God to, you have an intention and you need their help, but you don't know how to do it all yourself. So you can send it out there and then, you know what? Let it go. Because detachment is the key thing. You can't focus on, okay, I did this now, well, then it's going to happen. The trick to anything with the law of attraction, as Abraham Hicks will tell you, is send it out, forget it. Because you don't want to focus on the outcome. You don't want to focus on the intention anymore because it's going to show up however it's going to show up, not how your ego wants it to show up, because it won't work that way.
right.
What you essentially, you want to be as
Kimberly?
general, but as specific in your intention. In other words, if you want money and more abundance, I think it works better to not name a specific amount of money. It's just, I want, or I desire. Don't use the word want, because Greg Braden says the more you do that, it puts it in future tense and you keep wanting. So
Well,
it's, I have,
actually
I
has a
am.
negative meaning. Yeah. It means you're lacking. And if you're trying to, and you shouldn't really even say try.
Yeah, it's I have. So you speak
I
about
have.
it in present tense. I am.
I am
I have. You know.
doing this. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not even doing. It's I am abundance. I have
Well,
abundance.
I'm reminded of, and I can't remember what country it is, but there's a country where they don't have the word try. They don't have
I
it.
think that's Japan.
They've got a heck of a lot more done than we do, though. And
Oh
this
yeah.
person was pointing out the fact that when they say they're going to do something, instead of saying, I'm going to do it, I'm going to try to do it, they say,
It's
I'm
done.
doing this.
Kimberly, I have a question for you.
Uh-huh.
When you're doing that with your hands, I'm sorry, my phone was lagging. I don't know if you said it and I missed it, or if you didn't say it. But when you're doing that, what are you visualizing that's happening in your hands? Are you sending the energy into your hands, or what's?
You're actually pulling the energy in from your auric field. So however wide you think your auric field is, and essentially from what I've been taught, it's only as far as your arms will stretch to the end of your longest finger.
Well, that may
You can project it further, but that can be dangerous because you can end up.
not necessarily. If you do breathing techniques, you can extend it a lot further without hurting yourself.
Mm-hmm. Well, it also, you have to be able to understand. It's really about controlling the energy of your auric field, because if you're feeling victimized, if you're feeling hurt, you don't want your auric field 50 miles away from you. You want it as close to you as possible, because if you don't want people around you, the trick is pull your aura in.
Oh, that's so interesting, because last night when you were doing that exercise with us,
Mm-hmm.
I thought that maybe I was deficient in energy, because when we were doing that, I was like, and I didn't respond when you asked us if we felt it, because I was kind of embarrassed that mine was so small. It was so, like, it felt like it was smaller than my body, and I'm like, is that even real? Is this right?
That's
It just,
real, because of
I could
what you were
feel the
going
energy
through.
just around my heart, but it felt like it was just right there around my heart,
Mm-hmm.
and small, so small. And when you were saying it was to be big, and I'm thinking, Oh, I failed this experiment.
No, you didn't fail. You didn't fail it, Bummer. It's essentially your auric field is your protection bubble, if you think about it.
Yeah, basically,
And
it's your spacesuit kind of.
it's your spacesuit.
That's really reassuring for me because, you know, with everything, I don't want to put that on anybody. That's the last thing I want to do. So I'm glad that you explained that. Thank you.
The
There's
other thing
a
I want to
meditation.
make really clear is that
Mhm.
really, when you're sending energy, you shouldn't send your energy.
That's right.
You should
That's
send
right.
the universe's
Yeah,
energy.
That's
that's
right.
right. And that's what I
Bring
do.
into your auric
Yeah.
field. And I learned how to do that. And this is before I even started on the path of witchcraft. It's a meditation I found online, and I love this particular version. I'm sure you could find other versions, but Iyanla Van Zandt does one, the unified field meditation, and she takes you through your entire 7 main chakras, plus your mental body, your emotional body, your spiritual body, your oversoul,
See you, Belle. Thank you for coming. Have
and
dreams.
and also once you've got to the oversoul level, then you have the energy of source around you. I will maybe do a little video on that unified field meditation. It's easily found on YouTube. Just unified field meditation, Iyanla Van Zandt. Easy. It's about 20 minutes. And
You know
I
what? I'm going to do a meditation. I'm going to do a tree meditation for us one day.
Oh,
awesome.
that would be
And I
great.
know you're going to love it because everybody always does, because I know you guys love nature and you're going to love being a tree.
And
I call it,
love
I'm a tree.
I love being a tree.
being a tree is fun. I when I first did this, and this is to this day, I think this was the
Love to
reason I
you.
met my twin flame, was because I was doing this unified
Thanks for
field
coming.
meditation 3 times a day. 3 times a day. And
Oh, okay.
clearing up a lot of stuff in me. Like, so honestly, I think that's my own advice. Time to start doing it again.
There you go.
I'm not a huge fan of guided
Sometimes in
meditations.
teaching you learn, right?
You know, I'm not a huge fan of guided meditations anymore, but you know, because I can easily get into meditative states and into alpha state very easy. But I figure one guided meditation a day is not harmful.
Me too. Me too. But you know what? Actually, sometimes it's fun to go on that trip with everybody.
Oh, yeah. And I've told all my friends who struggle with meditation, who even struggle with guided meditation, Iyanla is so quiet when she speaks, and it's so smooth, and it's just, you feel like she's right in the room with you, right? Unfortunately, due to YouTube copyrights, I'd invite people to do it along with me live, but that ain't gonna happen. So
Yeah. Well, don't worry about that. We got our own. We got our own stuff with the weekend.
Yep.
Yeah, we'll do
I
it
got my own
ourselves.
stuff that I can bring in, and nobody can get me for copyright because it's mine.
exactly.
Yeah. I got my own
actually,
songs. You guys are going to have music at the breaks at some point because I've got my own music, and they can't get me if it's mine. So
I've created meditations myself. I don't have my own music, but I have created meditations for chakras. Just fun little things that I created.
yeah, we have popcorn and candy too. Chocolate, milk, cocoa. Nessie is offering.
Get in the van. Get in the white van.
Well, my one yearly tradition, and this has been ever since I've been on my own, even if I was living with a partner, but the one yearly tradition, even while I was practicing the Sabbats, is every Halloween, it was pizza and candy, because it's just like, I'm not cooking. I got too many other things going on, right? So, but that's been a yearly tradition probably since I was maybe 25. So 20, some odd years of every Halloween. And I do that because, interestingly enough, people don't think, that you can create a really healthy pizza, but you can if you know what you're doing.
Well, yeah, we're going to go into nutrition. Believe
Let's
me.
do the woo.
We got people here that will get into the food part. We will.
Yeah, well,
we will get it.
It's the one thing on the.
They want the woo tonight.
It's the one thing on the non-low carb thing that I still allow myself, because it's interestingly enough,
don't make the whole
one thing that grounds me is having the combination of the bread and the veggies and the meat and all that. It's the one thing that kind of keeps me solid for the rest of the week, if you know what I mean.
Absolutely, Marie. Oh, pardon, Kim. We got a question.
Yeah, you can make
Absolutely.
You make the crust out of cauliflower now. It's much healthier than the bread.
Personally, I don't like the cauliflower crust. I love cauliflower rice, and I make Spanish cauliflower rice. But I usually get.
See, here we go. We're gonna go into recipes.
I'm lagging, or you guys are lagging.
I'm sorry. I'm gonna have to be the moderator here and say no. We'll do that on another show. Okay. We're trying to do some woo tonight. So
okay, let's do the woo
for the food show. We'll have a food show, I guarantee, because we all love food. We all have our favorite, and we even have our magical food.
Yeah, so let's hop on the woo ship. We're on the woo ship.
Get it all ready. Get it all ready. We're gonna have everybody in with their recipes, okay, with their thoughts on
the magical recipes, etc.
Yeah, magical recipes. Get it ready. Yeah, we're gonna do that. We're gonna do it.
Okay, so Mary Bond says, are we as human beings collective?
There you go.
Are we as human beings collective are able to change this current reality that we are in? But I mean in a big way.
Yes,
absolutely.
But it has to start with you in a small aspect and build on that.
Together, yeah. The connection.
Actually, yeah, and you know what? If all of us together in this chat, and you know what? That's something I'm hoping to do one day. I'm going to do that. I am. I'm going to put it that way. I'm not going to try to do it. I'm going to
do it.
I am going to do it. I am doing it. I am doing it. I am.
You make lists
about what you're going to
talk about, right? Yeah. I did a video on, sorry, you may not be able to see this, but he's one of my spiritual mentors, Dr. Michael Bernard Beckwith, and he talks about the 4 stages of spiritual consciousness. And I talked about this in the video I did on this, and currently, due to the pandemic, we're right there.
Yeah.
The majority of the planet is in victimhood. Even the thing is, you're going to flow between all 4 phases. What I'm hoping to be able to help people do is be able to maintain themselves between stage 3 and 4 on a regular basis. I'm currently between stage 2 and 3. I still go into the victim mode. I did last night. We all know that, right?
But we're human.
Yeah, and that's exactly what I talk about in the video. Is we're human and we're fallible, but the video I did on this is we have to
I'm doing it already too.
We have to learn how, it's like I said in the video, we have to learn that the primordial reason for this happening, call it whatever you want. Yes, we need to fix the capitalization. We need to fix the ecological problems. We need to fix the health, everything. We need to do that, but we cannot do that if we ourselves individually are in a constant state of, why is this happening to me?
Well, victimhood does not
Exactly. Well, yeah. And until you
victimhood
turn
does-
that from why is this happening to me into what am I to learn from this? What am I
Yeah.
to
That's
use
an
from
access
this to grow?
consciousness thing. That's
Yeah.
another access. Okay, I'll give you another access consciousness thing. And access consciousness actually costs a lot of money, but I learned a lot of it. Well, I was in some of their classes. I was in Rika Zimmerman's class, and I also have divine openings certification, stuff like that. But they basically, when you're when you're in any kind of a victim thing, it's not your, you got to realize this is all energy that can be moved, and
Mhm.
yes, you can absolutely change your reality through intention, but you can also, there is a process, and I will show it to you right now. Think of something you need to change, and I'm going to say some words, and these words are an access consciousness thing, and um, they're short for a whole bunch of pages of stuff. It's a very long process, but they have narrowed it down to a few words. But first of all, what I want you to ask is what I told you to ask is, okay, if it's something that you think maybe somebody else's, go ahead and send that back. And then we're going to go on with what attitudes, opinions, and judgments do I have that make me think XYZ, whatever it is that you are
Your
dealing
belief
with.
system.
It can be anything.
Yeah.
Anything that you feel is negative and impairing you and holding you back. What are my attitudes, opinions, and judgments? And let the energy come up. Just let the energy come up. Whatever comes up. Even if it's not a word, if it's a feeling, if it's an experience you remember, if it's some kind of pictures in your head, whatever it is, just let it come up. And okay, once that comes up, you say, are you willing to uncreate and destroy that? Ask yourself that. Are you? And sometimes you will find you might have some resistance to it because there's some reason it's there that you didn't know. We'll clear that too. But if you are really willing to get rid of it, think of something right now that you need to get rid of it. Ask yourself, what are my attitudes, opinions, and judgments? And then I'm going to ask you, and all you have to do, you don't have to tell me the story or anything. All you have to do is say yes if you agree. Do you want to uncreate and destroy all that? And if you say yes, and type yes if yes is the answer, please. Or you can just think it. Okay. I'm going to pick. Why can't I have a million? I can't believe that I would ever have a million subscribers. That's too many. I would never be that popular. I could never pop up. That's my negative belief. I'll never get enough subscribers. It's not going to happen ever. Okay, I'm going to change that. Am I willing to change that? Are we willing to change that? Whatever it is. If you say yes, okay, here's the thing you say. Okay. I uncreate and destroy all that times a godzillion. And a godzillion is a number that's so big that only God knows how big it is. How many times you have thought this and how many times you have put energy into this. Probably zillions of times, right? Okay. Times a godzillion. Good and bad. Right and wrong. Pock and pod. All nine shorts, boys, and beyonds. Okay. Now, you can do that as many times as you need to get get rid of that. And uncreate, you can literally flatten that wave. You don't have to keep that attitude. You may have to do it more than once because you may have so ingrained that you have to do it more than once. However, you might be able to get rid of it with just one process.
Mama D, what if it's something that doesn't involve other people, that it's a personal thing, and you have no control over it, or very little
You can still,
control over it,
yes.
and it's taking over, like it's yeah, it's taking over, and you
You
have
can still change
little
it.
or no control over it. Then how would you go about this?
Okay. Can you give me any examples, or am I
How would you go about that?
okay? You're not going to give me an example of what you mean by that, but I think maybe what you mean is like what you feel that you are, maybe you have an illness you have, or an ailment, or is that what you're talking about? Or are you talking about a condition in your life, like I'm broke, or, you know, any of those?
Well,
You
that's a good one.
can, okay,
That's a good
like
one,
I'm
but
always broke.
let's say
Why
there's
am I
something
always,
going on, and
hmm?
let's say it's something that's going on in your life that's or that's happening, like let's say your home, for instance, that you have little or no control over, and um,
Physical control.
yeah, it's a right physical.
Okay, it still works. You do the same thing, same exact
Would it
process.
end up just changing your mind frame about the situation, or the actual
Well, what
physical
you do is you
situation?
ask, what attitudes, opinions, and judgments do I have that could be creating this?
And write it down if you have to.
Right, write it down if you have to. But be willing to get rid of those, because once you know what they are, you can start to work on getting rid of that, because it may keep coming back. I mean, I've seen things for me keep coming back, you know?
And there's a reason for that.
Yeah, there are reasons, all kinds of reasons. But all you do is, it doesn't matter what it is, it can be any situation whatsoever. It doesn't matter. And my teacher said she did not believe that she could get a recording contract, for instance. She didn't know why she couldn't do it. She had to clear a whole bunch of things. She had to clear not only getting a recording contract, but what it would be like once she became popular, and all the paparazzi and the crazy fans, and then she'd have to go on tour, and she didn't really want to have to go on tour, and then she could have stalkers, and then she could do this and then that and then that, and she realized she had this whole raft of beliefs concerning this thing, which really we're all kind of feeding into it, and she had to clear them all. But she knew the moment that she had it sewed up and cleared, because you know why? Because the very next day after she did her last clearing, somebody called and wanted to sign her.
There you go.
Next freaking day.
One of the courses, other than from the teachers that I was talking about earlier, I signed up for the Ho'oponopono certification through Joe Vitale and his belief clearing practitioner course. I didn't get the advanced one, but I'm good with having the basic one. And I also signed up for his law of attraction practitioner course. I'm going to take the ones from my other teachers as well. And the way I look at my life coaching is how I intend to help people is clear their beliefs from the perspective of CBT and REBT, and changing their ideas about their life story that's the practical psychology side of it,
Yeah.
plus the spiritual side, because you can't. The way I
This
look
is
at
why
it,
we
when
have to get
you
rid
change
of our
your
story.
beliefs, you have to do it both. You have to do it from a spiritual perspective and a practical psychology perspective, because if you don't, you're not going to get over the hump, if you know what I'm saying.
There's a reason you guys don't hear me talk about a lot of money. I have had a lot of shit happen to me. Seriously.
So
However, you won't hear about it much. You won't hear me go into long details about it. There's a reason for that. Is because it's gone. And once it's gone, we don't want to pull it back.
that's right.
And we want to drop that story.
Yep.
That story is over now. And it is no longer a part of us. So, yeah, I have some, and the only time I will ever bring them up is for illustration and teaching purposes.
Exactly.
That is the only time.
One of the other tricks that I really like when it comes to belief clearing, and this is a magical thing I learned, and it works, is, now not everybody can do this because not everybody has a fire pit or something, but if you're going to barbecue, it works, but it's got to be a charcoal burning barbecue. It can't be a gas barbecue or it won't work.
Light her up, boys.
Everything that you feel in terms of your spiritual energy and your mental energy, everything that you feel is weighing you down. Pull your journal out, write it out. Who cares if it takes 6 pages to do? Read it over, tell yourself you're done with it, and go burn it. And then get rid of the ashes somewhere.
Yep.
I put the
That is
ashes in the
called a
river
burning boat.
when
We're going to do that too. Oh,
yeah, when I burn these things, I take the ashes and I put them in the river and I let them flow away.
Exactly.
Mhm.
If you don't have a river,
And that's a great thing to do at the new moon and just before the new moon and also at New Year's.
it's
Guess
also
what?
a
Pagan
good
New
thing.
Year is coming.
Yeah, it's also
called
good to
Samhain.
do Samhain. Yeah, well, it's a blue moon because it's the second full moon of October.
Great time to get rid of stuff.
Yep. So Friday night, the 30th, just before
I'm
the
gonna
full moon
try
is a
and
good
get on
time to
Friday
get rid
night,
of
by
your
the way.
beliefs too.
I'm not going to say try. I'm going to be on Friday night somehow, somewhere in there, maybe earlier. Look for me.
Yeah. Well, my chat that I'm doing is on Saturday afternoon because nobody seems to have any woo on Saturdays, which is why I wanted to do woo on Saturdays because
Saturday woo.
Yeah, or as I'm calling
You
my
know what? Maybe I
chat,
will too, like about more like 5 o'clock or something though.
yeah, I'm calling mine wonderfully weird woo. Is what I'm calling mine.
Yeah,
Because
she's another woo girl.
I think woo is
Woo.
wonderfully weird.
Why not?
And honestly, if you can't find the woo wonderfully weird, you got an issue then, because woo is amazingly fun, right? And it's meant to be. Yes, we can get serious, right? But the whole
maybe somebody wants to call in and bring some woo of their own.
Right. Do you want to come in and bring some woo? That's what we do.
Has anybody
do it.
done? Has anybody
Bring
done
on the woo,
fire
guys?
ritual that
What is an OG? What is an OG?
Original gangster.
Original gangster. I am a gangster shaman. Yes, I am. I realized that. Why? I was even in a rap band once. I couldn't believe it. I was playing behind a rap artist once. So I actually am a gangster shaman. It's so funny. That's why I got that picture. I got a picture of me wearing what looks in one of those gangsta expressions saying the shaman life chose me.
Yeah.
Because it did. It's like that. The shaman life kind of seems like it chooses you. You actually chose it, but it seems like it chooses you.
It's like the goddess path. witchcraft, it chose me. And I know for me how it started, because I can distinctly remember growing up, and like I said, I'm 54 now, so I can remember back all to the times when In Search Of used to be on, and
Yeah, I remember that. I'm
and
62.
everything
by the
about
way.
witches, I was right there. And I think it
Yeah.
implanted it in my subconscious because,
For sure it does that. Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Mama D, will you drop that link, the StreamYard link in the chat?
Oh,
So
sure.
so
Sorry.
if anybody wants to come in and join,
And I think that's
and
why I'm
bring the
getting
woo.
back into Christopher's books, because his Inner Temple is about psychic development, so I want to get that leveled up. The Outer Temple is more about the magic. It's the Shamanic Temple, which has to
Well,
do
we're
with
not the
shadow
Wu
work.
Tang. We're the Wu. Not the Wu Tang, but the Wu. Okay. Just so you
Yeah.
know.
We're the woo woo.
We're the Wu Wu.
We're the woo woo. Yeah, not the Wu Tang. And theirs is
Although the
I hate
Wu-Tang are
Tang.
great.
WU, Wu Tang. The rap group is WU. We're WOO. Big difference there.
Right. I think they spell it W-U, yeah.
Yes, they spell it WU.
Bring the woo, bring us woo, bring us woo. You know what to do. Bring us woo.
We
Woo,
need to start chanting this.
woo,
Bring
woo,
us woo,
bring
us woo,
bring us
bring us
woo.
woo.
You know what to do. Just bring us woo. Come on, everybody. Everybody. Bring us the woo. Yeah. Okay.
Well, it also explains for me, I think, why songs like Rhiannon, Gypsy, and all that resonated with me so much growing up. Essentially, in almost every email address I use, the word Rhiannon is in there, or the word eclectic. It just it's there. It's me. It's part of who I am, right?
Okay. I'm telling you right now, folks, if you have something to bring in, honestly, woo is there is another word that I want to reclaim. I really want to reclaim, and it's weird. On my channels, other channels, and I've got some channels on other mediums besides YouTube. Now they've got NewTube and the NewTube, and they have BitChute. And on NewTube and the NewTube, I'm going to be calling it Weird Times, Ocean's Weird Times.
Yeah,
And
that's why wonderfully weird woo. That's what I'm doing.
weird is the word, because weird actually
Duke has
means
mentioned
natural.
Uncle Duke has mentioned a couple different places too.
Yeah, Duke has stuff at BitChute and some of these other places. And please join us there. And
Uncle Duke has mentioned a couple other platforms
I
too.
forget what my
Brighteon
one
and
is.
Library, I believe they're called.
Library, I think, changed to one of the new tubes. I think it changed its name. But yeah, there was Library, and I think it was one of the ones that changed its names.
I just noticed BPD did this question, the goddess path.
Goddess path.
Men can be witches too. If you go to Spaced Out Radio from October 9th, my friend and fellow witch, Christopher Penzak, he talks about it. The goddess path. Essentially, it depends. For some people, they only worship the goddess in their tradition. Especially in the feminist Wicca, they're very Dianic, and that's fine. I personally believe there has to be a balance. For me, it's all about balance. I can't have one without the other.
Right, I need the God too.
They're one and the same.
I'll even go further than that, and I'll say that you don't, if you are on the goddess path, you can even use still the Christian pantheon.
Yes, and I know people who do.
I know people who do it. I know somebody who uses the Christian pantheon but he also calls in Pan.
Yeah.
And I know, and he's very successful.
Well,
I know, and the only thing is when you're on the goddess path and you're seeing the god and the goddess, which are the divine feminine and the divine masculine, which is, I think, a more balanced way of seeing it, because
Yes.
really, you got a divine trinity. 3 dudes don't make life. I'm sorry, that doesn't work.
well, that in Celtic magic they talk about the Holly King, the Oak King.
Yeah,
Right.
that's a
Just-
different
just
thing.
how-
And
yeah, just as
that's
the
where
goddess,
that
the
came from.
maiden, the mother, and the crone.
We'll go into that one day. We will go into that. What happened with our religions? Man, have they all gotten tainted? I
And
got that message way back in college.
yeah.
Like
For
all of
me-
them have been corrupted.
for me, because a lot of people think Buddhism originated in Japan, it originated in India. My pantheon, I have a Buddha on my altar, I have a Lakshmi, I have Ganesh, and I have a little Venus of Willendorf.
Yeah.
And on my wall,
And they all play together real nice.
they do. I also have a Kuan Yin.
Yeah, and when I die,
Kuan Yin
guess what
is
I
Buddha's
saw?
consort, right? Kuan Yin is Buddha's
Yeah,
consort.
Kuan
and
Yin
nobody
is,
knows that, right?
yeah. Guess what? When I
Rumi,
die, oh, sorry.
I love Rumi. Rumi is,
Yeah, Rumi. I'm not much.
Rumi.
It's not as much for him, but yeah,
His
I know.
wisdom is amazing. That's why when people insult Islam, but they're okay with Sufis, and I'm like, Sufis are
Well,
Islamistic
Islam is
people.
one of the Abrahamic religions. That may be why some people are having problems with it.
Yes, but Sufism is
Because some people
the
have been
mystical
really
side of Islam, right?
shaped by the Abrahamic religions. I hate
Yes.
to say. Some people have been really, really, really turned off to everything Abraham because they've been hurt.
Yes.
You know, they got a reason for that. They
Of course.
for no reason. They have actually been, you know, saved to death practically. You know, their soul has been, you know, just harassed and
There's also a lot of people who don't believe that there are Christian mystics and Jewish mystics. Hello, that's the Kabbalah, right?
I had people try to tell me the Bible says, and you know, this is right after they asked for reading, but the Bible says that we're not supposed to go to soothsayers and prophet, or we're not supposed to go to fortune tellers, and you know, do you want my help or not?
Yeah, really.
Excuse me.
But King, hello.
But, no, you can't
But
have
there's
it both ways. Either
There's a
you
lot of
want my help,
contradictions.
or you don't want my help. And if you don't
Yeah.
want my help, then, you know, that's fine. You take it on down the street and find some other way to handle this with your prayers or whatever it is you do. But don't come to me wanting a reading, wanting to know something, wanting me to use my pendulum on your behalf, and then say, but the Bible says we're not supposed to. It's like, look, what do you want? I'm so tired.
I
really
get
get
defensive
livid
too.
over it.
It's really why I stopped even doing free readings. I used to help a friend of mine who was a twin flame coach, and I would do tarot readings, and I stopped because it was getting too much. And I said, look, either you're coming to me for help, and if you're going to berate me, that means you don't essentially believe. So what the hell are you doing here?
What are you doing here?
Well,
You know?
I have a question. Would these people even get a really clear reading from you if they're not even present and believing and connecting with what you're doing?
Well, yeah,
They would still
you
get
can
a clear
still read
reading, but it's their clouded perception.
Right. That's what I mean. It's not
Yeah,
clear then.
You know what? This is funny. This is something that about all predictions and all of the readings and everything is when they are not accurate. This is what has happened. Either the timeline has changed because they have done something.
I tell
Positive or
people that all
negative.
the time.
Timeline has changed because you can change the future.
You can change the outcome.
You can change the outcome. So there's nothing in there most of the time. Now, there are some things that are really destined, and I can't,
Yeah.
I can't. But for the most part, you can change the outcome. So usually something has changed, or the other thing is my interpretation or their interpretation was
their interpretation of your interpretation.
right, was the wrong one. They took it the wrong way.
Exactly.
That is the only time. Every other time, it's right.
I have had people who've always told me when I gave them a reading and they were open and they were ready, they were just like, oh my God, what you told me happened.
Right.
And then I've had people going, well, it didn't happen that way. Why didn't it happen that way? It's your fault. No, not my fault. I only saw what was there at the time. You took the information and you took whatever action.
You know what?
At the situation, and guess what? It changed.
They couldn't afford to pay me at the time. And years later, they come back and hand me some money. Say, you were right. You're absolutely right. So-and-so was the baby's father. After all, I found that out.
Is somebody over there, kitty bomber? I hear meowing
noises, or is that
Yes.
your kitty making kitty noise?
That's my feral wildcat here talking.
That's your
She's very vocal.
Yeah,
she's getting in on the conversation. She has a lot to say.
Hey, do you?
Yes,
What
she
do you
has a lot
want
to
to
say.
say, sweetheart? We're listening.
Do you want to
I'm
say
just going to
something?
shut up because we're listening.
Mm-hmm.
So she's a cat.
Hi.
Oh, hello, sweetie.
What's
We
going
love
on?
you
What are
too.
gonna
What's Kitty's name?
say? Fiona.
Fiona.
Aww.
Hello, sweetie. Sending you kitty scratches and loves and everything and knows.
Loves and hugs and snuggles.
Yes. Baby.
Oh, she's doing her squishy eyes. That's her snuggly.
Oh, yeah, that's her. I love you. Look.
That's the slow blinks. Skinky eyes.
Yeah.
That means she likes the energy. She knows.
That's snuggle eyes.
Yep.
Okay. We're coming up. Oh gosh, we've already got 2 hours in the can, folks.
Can you believe it?
Yeah.
I'm going to have to cut it for tonight and do it tomorrow. And so we're going to have to wrap it up for tonight. But I just absolutely, because I got to save a few hours, I'm going to try and get on either. Well, I got to stop saying that. I am going to
You
get
will.
on later this week. I'm going to find a time, and I'm going to get on later this week, sometime in the daytime, so that you can not be, and I don't know, I think it will maybe be Wednesday would be a good day for that.
Yep. 2 days from now.
Yeah.
I just had a bunch of time slots open up for me, so anytime you like.
Okay.
If anyone wants to come in.
And I like having my nice mods here because they really do keep me on track. You guys, you mods are great. I love you.
I love you.
I just adore you, and you are great. I can't hardly do the show without you. You gotta be. Somebody's got to be here to help me. Honestly, I'm streaming and I don't know what. It's like, woo.
It happens to Dave too.
I'm just here pushing buttons and trying to get it right.
Dave was on show on Friday and totally lost track of time.
Oh God, we were on nearly 4 hours.
Oh yeah. Now, if we're going to say goodbye, no problem, but I'm still awake. I'm energized up. So, I don't know. I'm going to go over to Facebook, and if anybody wants to find me over there, we can chat. Not a problem.
Right. And there's MeWe, and I really recommend MeWe. And you know what, Kim, get yourself over to MeWe so you don't get the data mining thing going on.
Yeah, because most of us have left Fakebook, and we're over there.
Yeah, I use it for establishing
Right.
connections with the other life coaches that are taking the same course
Right.
with me.
That's about all
And
I
I've
would
got
ever
friends
need.
over there who run businesses, so I support them.
But I
But
get tired of getting hit on by weird data mining people who.
I don't. I think I've had that happen twice, but my security is so high. I've got a great security program on my computer, and I've learned how to spot fake profiles. I've become a pro at that. Um,
You know what,
I
though? The fake profiles aside, I find it's very invasive. I haven't had Facebook for a long time, and because my auntie's funeral was being streamed online on Facebook, and my birthday was last week. You know, it's your birthday's a good day to check out your wall, but it was too much for me, so I left. But I downloaded the app again for that, and now my phone keeps like popping up these notifications trying to push me to come back on and make a post and look at what people are posting, and I don't
shut
give a
all
shit.
that off.
I really
Come
don't.
see us on MeWe for more of this kind of chat, and we'll talk about all of this. But I
Where
have to
and
end the stream
Kiwi
to save a few hours until I can pay for it, and I will be able to pay maybe for this after the 1st. So no, I'm going to say I will be able to pay for it after the 1st somehow.
Well, I found the website. I'll go sign up. You guys can come find me there.
Yeah,
Hard.
find her at her place. Come into MeWe if you want to. We'll sit around because I'm still awake too, but I got to save a little bit of the stream for the rest of the week until the 1st.
Yep.
So I love you, and all of you who came in, I really appreciate that you came in. Thank you so much for telling your stories and sharing your time with us and your reactions. And you know what? You are doing something wonderful when you do. And thank you so much, moderators. And everybody have a wonderful, wonderful night. We will talk more about how to do these things, how to activate your superpowers. We'll talk about all that.
Oh, yeah.
Okay? We're going to do all of that stuff. It's on the books. We can't do it all in one night, though.
Oh, God, no. You know, I
This
mean,
is
the thing is,
much, you
I've
know?
got
We
videos
put on
I'm going to be
50
planning on YouTube
projects,
for
and we're
years.
just like, whoa, I got to put it into it somewhere. We got to get a little bit more focus, folks. And we need to get you on track because there are things coming up in this world we need to get you ready for.
And I'm here to help you, girl.
Yeah. And I need you all of you that can be, I need you on board. And I'm not going to say it's going to be easy. And I'm not going to say it's always going to be, but you know what? It'll be a lot easier together. It'll be a lot easier with us.
That's the whole point.
Okay, loves.
I love
you.
you. I love you.
You.
Hug a tree. Drink your
Hug a
water.
tree.
Have some
Pet your
honey.
cat.
Hug a kitty. Pet
Yes,
a
love
kitty.
your animals.
Hug somebody you love.
Even,
Make
Yes,
waves,
share the
because
love.
that's all that there are.
Yes.
even if it's at a
Make waves.
distance, you can energy hug them. I do it all the time.
And remember, the truth is where you find it. It could be anywhere. And I hope you're finding it on my channel, a lot of it. Okay. And I will see you next time, and it will be sometime earlier in the day during this week.
Yep.
Love you. Bye-bye.
Love you. Bye.
Bye.